Oh, here we go. Fish on. That is definitely what we're after. Nice, solid Mille Lacs Lake walleyes right there. Too awesome. What is going on, guys? Today we are back with another video. We are actually just heading back in now and just wrapped up a nice little technical slip bobber video. And that's kind of what we're going to talk about today is power slip bobbering. I don't know, I feel like power slip bobber is probably invented or started doing it out here on Mille Lacs before it was probably done anywhere else. Because it's super effective, but it's really one of those techniques, or once summer rolls around, is crazy effective pretty much no matter where you're going to go. Today we got myself, we got my dad in the boat, and we got my buddy Lou in the boat as well. And we're going to power slip bobber some of these Mille Lacs Lake walleyes today. We've actually, this is my first time I've been here in a little while. I was here one day this week, but today we've caught fish lead core and cranks, we've caught fish pulling spinner rigs, and we've caught a few power slip bobbering. And I always try to showcase kind of whatever that best bite is in the area. And power slip bobbering was definitely that best bite today. So the fish kind of changed where they were set up a little bit as the day went on, but today we're out here on Mille Lacs power slip bobbering some beautiful walleyes. And stay tuned, because if you guys are new to this technique, never really done it, now is the time to get out on really whatever body of water you're on and do some power slip bobbering. So stay tuned. We're going to get out of here now and hopefully film something else later today. But enjoy this quick little slip bobber video out here on Mille Lacs Lake. Need a pliers or? There's a bite. Got him? Right there, fish on. We actually just caught one and I realized my chesty wasn't on, so this is kind of fish number 2 here. Just sharp shooting them right off the graph with the slip bobber. Just a crazy, crazy effective way to come out here and, oh, he's running away. Come out here and catch a bunch of fish and just kind of do a bunch of scouting at the same time. Because we're just covering a ton of water. 99% of the time our bobbers are not in the water. And kind of the second we see a bright red mark out here in the mud, or a couple of them all schooled up together, we're just dropping right down to them. And there we go. There's a nice one to get things going. Actually, the second one so far. But we'll let that one go. And we're going to kind of go into talk about all about power slip bobber, how you rig up a little bit differently, kind of where we're looking for fish. And yeah, let's catch another one. Oh, I'm down. Went to start driving away and there we go, hooked up. I actually went over a pod there. We missed a fish. And as we kind of drifted away from him, we just both kind of pitched back. There we go, another nice walleye there on the slip bobber. Incredibly effective way to come out here and catch these fish, especially when they're kind of roaming around loosely like this. The goal is obviously that eventually you see a huge pod and you just kind of stay spot locked for a long enough period of time to just kind of really camp on a whole bunch of fish. But until we find that, moving around with the big motor. There we go, number 3 of our quick little power slip bobber video there. A lot of these kind of nice stocky, you know, 18, 19 to kind of 22 inches today so far. And hopefully we'll catch a whole bunch more of them. Go ahead and drop them. Oh, Louis, yep, go ahead and set. Missed him. Oh, you do got him.
Yep.
Oh, there we go.
I think he was swimming with it.
Just flying at you, huh?
Yep.
There we go, hooked up on another one. Fighting good?
Good drag.
Oh yeah, look at that. Another nice Mille Lacs walleye here coming in. I'm gonna go down a little bit. Here we go, buddy. There we go. Another nice one there. Oh, and he's already off in the net. Just tons and tons of this size class fish out here. Right at that kind of 19 to 21, 22 There we go. Beautiful Mille Lacs walleye. Power corking out in the mud. It's about the most late June, July pattern of all time. All right, how are we rigging up for a lot of this power slip bobbering technique? Because it is a little bit different than kind of your regular slip bobber rig, especially if you're used to doing this in a lot shallower water. So for most of the season so far, we've been doing a lot of slip bobbering, especially once that early summer time frame hits. You know, we're in a lot of that 8 to 15 feet. Well, this time of year, obviously fish generally move deeper as the summer goes on, pretty much no matter where you're going to fish. And when they are moving deeper, and especially when we're trying to speed fish like this, where we're just driving around looking for fish on the graph and dropping right down to them, we want something that gets down to them very, very fast for a couple of reasons, especially out here on a bigger lake where you might have wind. If you're fishing too light, that thing's going to end up just drifting. But you also kind of want a reaction bite. You want something that just shoots right down to those fish, gets down in them, you know it's in their face for 30 seconds, and you move on. So when we're doing this, we're going up in our jig size. These are 1/8 ounce. These are just kind of your regular short shank jig. You could probably do it with just a regular jig too, but I kind of like the short shanks. And you definitely don't want to be doing this just a straight octopus hook. You're going to lose some of that speed, and these fireball or these short shank live bait jigs just hook fish so incredibly well. And then we're fishing out here in Mille Lacs where the water's pretty clear, so we're going like 4 foot, like a 40-inch 8-pound fluorocarbon lead. Clear the water, generally the longer and the lighter the lead you want. And then instead of running like a 1/8 ounce, or if you're fishing real shallow, you don't run any weight here, we're going all the way up to a 3/8 ounce sliding bullet weight here right at the swivel. And that's the important part. You want that heavy weight in there to shoot that thing down very fast, especially because we're fishing out here in a lot of this 20 to 28 feet of water. We want something that just boom straight down in those fish. And like I said, the more wind you have, you want something real heavy to keep that thing so it's not drifting sideways and your bait's only 15 feet down in 30 feet of water. And because we're fishing so heavy, we're going all the way up to the Phil wobble bobber in the 1/2 ounce. Most of the time I use these in a 1/4 ounce when I'm fishing back home, but for a lot of this deep power fishing style of fishing, the heavier 1/2 ounce. It's also a heavy bobber, so you're also not going to get as much wind blow as you would out of this if you went to like a 1/4 or just kind of like your regular styrofoam bobber. So these Still wobble bobber in the 1/2 ounce is definitely kind of the way to go. And like I said, because we're fishing deeper and we're fishing fast, it really helps to have a long rod for those big long swinging hook sets, because you can imagine when you get out in 28 feet of water, your line goes from your rod tip out to the bobber, and then it goes at a much different angle all the way down. And there's a pile of fish under us right now. But and then because of that, we like using the braid. Braid goes through, these bobbers are grommeted on both ends, so the braid just flies right through those grommets. And it's all about speed and getting down there very quick. So like I said, longer, 7.5 foot. This is the Elliott rod, 7.6 medium light fast, and I'll link this one down below. Kind of my favorite all around, whether I'm rigging or slip bobber fishing, but a great rod for this because you want that big swinging load. And then to pick up line very fast, the Piscifun Carbon X 2000. So that's kind of the setup. I run 10-pound braid on pretty much all my walleye rods, and this is kind of this deep water slip bobber power fishing technique, and kind of how we're rigging up. But obviously super effective way to come out here and catch a lot of these fish, and it's super fun if you're just getting used to kind of your regular slip bobber fishing or rigging, where you're just kind of working through an area. Fishing this way where it's really interactive on the graph, you're doing a lot of these short pitches right next to the boat. And the other good tip for doing this is remember where your sonar is at in your boat. If you're a fiberglass boat guy, it might be right under the motor. Otherwise, a lot of us guys that run aluminum boats, it's either on one corner or the other. So you might see like Lou today, is he's catching most of the fish because he's also dropping every time right where the deucer is. So keep that in mind too. When you mark those fish, they're obviously right under you when they're bright red. So we kind of wait till they're bright red, drop right next to the transducer, right next to the boat, drift away, and a lot of times that bobber goes down right away. Drop them.
Apparently that's what they had them doing out of the Missouri River bite.
There we go. A lot of line out. I'm gonna try to swing them around that way. All right, well, we're hooked up again here. It's probably a better fish. It looked big on the graph. I got it. It just calmed down a ton and got bright sunny out. And all of our fish that were up on the top edge of these flats almost immediately shifted out and are now out here in this, 27, 28 as the flats kind of roll out. There we go. Another gorgeous walleye right there. There we go, catching them. And a lot of times this lake, very, very much a wind dependent game out here. If you spend enough time fishing Mille Lacs, you'll see a lot where these fish very drastically in their attitude and where they are, kind of based on how much wind you got. Just kind of like a lot of these real shallow systems overall. There we go. Another nice one, power corking on the slip bobber. We'll take him. Back he goes. Go ahead and drop him. Someone should get bit there. Oh, you're not getting bit there. Oh, there it goes. He's got the lucky jig head color on. We both got gold on, and you got that rainbow looking one on. Decent?
Decent.
Well, you might as well switch your jig head, huh? It's like, since it's got sunny, you've caught the last 3 now. And that was a pretty good school. We'll throw up kind of a screenshot right here of what those look like, and that is exactly what we're looking for on the graph. Oh, he's going down deep. There we go. Another nice Mille Lacs walleye right there on the leech. And me and my dad got gold jigs on, and for whatever reason, now that the sun is out and this wind has calmed down, they are really not eating that gold much anymore. Any players? But they are in fact eating this jig color very well, kind of like a rainbow looking deal. Yeah, another decent one though. Power corking. And right back to it. Go ahead and drop them.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, he's on again. He got him.
Fucking slack out again.
So deep that you can imagine the line goes out to your bobber, then goes down at a big time angle. So it can feel like a lot of slack. It's a lot more reeling than
So you don't
it would
think
seem.
it was a lot of slack then, huh?
Well, if you can imagine, your line goes out to the bobber and then it goes down X amount of feet to the, about 20-some feet to the fish. Got him off? Yeah, really slowed down. Actually, before we even started filming, we were catching fish much quicker of much larger size. And it absolutely, right away when it calmed way down and got hot and sunny out, tougher to get them to bite, and not as big of fish, but we're still catching a few. There we go. And fish on. Drop them right next to the boat. We got a killer pod right under the boat right now. Take a screenshot for you here. This is what we just kind of dropped into, and it's kind of a moving pod out here on this corner of this flat. Pretty decent fish overall. I'll just go ahead and scoop them up here. There we go. And I'm assuming we will get another one out of it here in a second. Yeah, anywhere right next to the side of the boat, a whole bunch of them still. This is the best pod we've actually seen yet. Really good looking pod. And this is what you want to see, and driving around covering this much water, you get to look at a lot of stuff. Obviously kind of see where there's the most fish, where there's just, kind of scattered a couple fish. And so far for the last, hour here, we've kind of been going through areas where there's not a ton of fish, just picking off individuals or doubles. But hopefully right behind the boat, if we just kind of let them sit there, we'll start getting a whole bunch of fish here. Oh, here we go. Fish on. Feels like a decent one too here. Just caught that last one out of this bigger school, and when you are in the bigger school, a lot of times these mud flats, they'll just kind of keep moving around on them. So we're just, we're not spot locked or anything. We're just constantly backing up, looking where those fish are. And when we see them at that pot of fish, we're just dropping right back down on them. Very, very effective way to fish, and pretty nice Mille Lacs walleye here. Definitely the ones we're after right there. Some of those real stocky kind of, 24, 25, 26 inchers. And there we go, just like that. Power slip bobbering. Super fun, super effective way to fish, and it pretty much works everywhere this time of year. There's some of those techniques like spinner rigging, that works everywhere. Power slip bobbering. Some of these patterns, especially when fish start getting out deeper, pretty much work almost no matter where you're gonna go walleye fishing. There's a pretty nice one right there. That is definitely what we're after. Nice, solid Mille Lacs Lake walleyes right there. Too awesome. Yeah, go ahead and drop them. Yeah, it's looking convincing. That didn't take long. It's about how it's supposed to go. See them, drop on them, and watch the bobber go down off them. And honestly, I've been saying it kind of all day, but a lot of times happens a lot quicker than, and normally it happens much quicker, about like it just did on that one. Most time there's not a whole lot of waiting around. There we go, just another healthy slip bobber fish. Can't see the glare. There we go. And there we go. Bright bluebird conditions out here in Mille Lacs. Catching them now. Just kind of drove around until we found this big pot of fish. And now it's pretty much one after another. All right, well that is going to do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching this one. It's about middle of the day now. We've caught a whole bunch of walleyes, and I think I'm going to come back out here shortly and try something different to maybe film tomorrow. So I got today and tomorrow and maybe a little bit of the next day out here on Mille Lacs, but obviously phenomenal fishery. And we just kind of, like the last time I was here was spring, so it kind of takes you a little bit to get back up to speed on where fish are and what they're doing and all that kind of stuff. But power slip bobber and super effective way to come out here really almost anywhere you're going to go in the summer time frame and catch a whole bunch of walleyes. And it's super fun, super interactive on the graph. It helps if you got a few guys who you can drop a few different lines, or if you're in a state that allows multiple lines, you know, it's fun to absolutely get, you know, kind of your maximum number of lines going at a time. But caught a whole bunch of walleyes today out here on Mille Lacs. Awesome fishery, and hopefully we're back shortly with another video. But I appreciate you guys watching. If you guys are not yet, please subscribe. Stay tuned for more content. We'll see you next time.